Hello and welcome to Friday's second edition of Cracking the Cryptic. Second edition because earlier on I did battle with one of the greatest times crossword puzzles I've ever seen in my life by a friend of mine, John Guyver. So if you enjoy cryptic crosswords, do check out that puzzle and perhaps that video as well. Absolutely sensational stuff. Now, the puzzle I'm going to be doing or attempting to do in this video is called Bits and Arrows by Jonesy. And it has one of the most weird rule sets I've ever seen. It's about binary code. This I know from nothing, to quote the great Lobachevsky in the words of Tom Lehrer. So yeah, it's about binary code. So if you're a computer programmer, I'm sure you'll be able to do this without any problem at all. But if you're little old me, who would like to be great at computer programming, but unfortunately has never been able to learn it, never had the opportunity to learn it. I am unsure about how I'm going to get on, but it only has 2 stars out of 5 for difficulty, this puzzle, which classifies it as a mere bagatelle compared to the puzzles I've done. In the last 3 of the last 4 days, the videos have been over 90 minutes. I apologise for that. But it is my fault. No, it is my fault. I just couldn't do them more quickly. They were very hard, for me at least, and they've been magnificent. Some of the puzzles, in fact, the last 2 or 3 weeks have been extraordinary. These are the halcyon days in the history of Sudoku, and aren't we lucky to be a part of it? Anyway, I'll read the rules of this one in a moment or two, and you'll see what I mean about binary code. What else is going on? Let me have a look at my list. We've released solution videos for this month's competition over on Patreon, which was the Skunkworks incredible 68 puzzle series. So if you did get stuck on any of those 5x5 puzzles, there are some videos there that hopefully will be of some use. And I think there's also some extra crossword content that's gone up today over there, where Mark solves the Club Monthly special from the Times. So if you like hard cryptic crosswords, there's some bonus stuff over there as well. And we're working hard on the on November's monthly reward, which I will tell you more about in due course. Now what else? Oh, now Stratford upon Avon is fast approaching. This is really cool. I feel, I mean, time just feels like it flies by, doesn't it? It doesn't. How can it possibly be a year since we did this? But apparently it is. So a week on Sunday, Mark and I are going to be doing, they call it a workshop. That is not really what it is. It's just a live edition of Cracking the Cryptic. There'll be a chance to ask some questions as well, and hopefully, as last time, we'll get to have a chat with you all afterwards. So there are a few tickets left if you would like to come along. Remember, it's Stratford upon Avon, not Stratford, London. Some people last year, I know, got confused about that, and there is a big difference between those places. So anyway, check it out. I'll try and remember to put, there's definitely a link under the video. I'll try and remember to put a link on the screen. What else? Birthdays. Let's do some birthdays. Olivia, it's your birthday today over there in Rhode Island. I've never been to the state of Rhode Island. I know this because your partner Ryan wrote to us and told us that you both watch nearly every night. Well, thank you both for watching. That is much appreciated. I hope, Olivia, it is a great birthday, and I hope that the chocolate cake is festively iced. Next birthday, Robert. I hope I'm saying your name. It could be Robert, but I think it's Robert. You've turned the big 70 today. And I know this because your brother Rene wrote to us. And I think Rene has made you a Sudoku puzzle to celebrate your birthday, which is a very cool gift. So I hope you enjoy that, as well as the chocolate cake that I no doubt is in store. Next, Helen. Helen, it's your birthday today. And I know this because your husband John wrote to us, but John was extremely gentlemanly about it and said he wouldn't reveal your age. He just revealed it was a significant number between the triangular numbers of 11 and 12. Which I think that's how we should all express our birthdays from now on, frankly. And Helen, I know you won. you won Emily Williams' cushion cover. Here it is. Look at this. So this was a competition we had on Patreon a few months ago, and look at that. It's so beautiful. And Helen was the winner, and apparently this now sits looking out of the window of their house, looking out on Mam Tor on the Great Ridge in Derbyshire. So I think Emily will be delighted about where that cushion cover has found its home. And John was going to go out and buy you some cake, Helen. So I hope he went large, and you've got an excellent one. Next, we'll go down to Australia from Derbyshire, and we will say a very happy birthday to Arilina. Ari, I think you're also known by. And I know it's your birthday because your partner Z wrote in, and apparently you do like to fall asleep to the videos, but you have claimed this is not because I am boring. Many people in real life would claim I am really very boring, but I'll take it as a compliment. Z also wanted me to let you know that you are wonderful, beautiful, and amazing, which must be nice to hear. So, Ari, I hope you have a great birthday today. Oh, and the last one is not a birthday, but it's a wedding. So Emma and Sophie are getting married today, and I know this because your friend Pauline wrote in from the Netherlands, and I approve of this. You're having a board games corner at the wedding where people can go and play board games if they want to. And I know that the two of you are both mathematicians, and Pauline told me that you're very nerdy and geeky, so she thinks I might fit in well at the reception, which I will also take as a compliment. No, I mean, I do think we're getting towards the age of the nerd, aren't we? So I'm hoping that at some point during my life it sort of ticks over and I will be viewed as cool, which has certainly not happened yet. But much more importantly, Emma and Sophie, enjoy your wedding day today, and I hope that the cake is fantastic. I'm sure it will be. That's all the news. Let's have a look at Bits and Arrows by Jonesy. Now prepare yourselves. This is not a rule set we've had before. The rules are as follows. We've got normal Sudoku rules applying. So we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. A binary code is a sequence of bits that are either on or off. In this puzzle, odd digits represent bits that are off, and even digits represent bits that are on. This gives us the following representation of the digits 1 to 9. And then it's got, I mean, this is going to be hard to explain. So the digit 1 is OOOE. So can I put this in to show you? I don't know if I can. Oh yeah, I can. So 1 is OO. Oh no, it's O, isn't it? It's not. Hang on. It's O. OOOE. Now 2, I should try and do this myself, shouldn't I? It's going to now put zeros again. OO, I'm going to guess EO, and then I'm going to look at the answer. Yeah, that's right. So if you've never come across binary before, I will try and explain this in a moment. But let's stop there. So basically, oh no, I could do one more. 4 is going to be, oh, what's that going to be? That's going to be OEOO, I think. Yeah. So the way binary numbers work is you sort of look at the right-hand position. And this represents the number 1. So if that's turned on, which is going to be an E, it represents the number 1. Now this column represents the number 2 because we're dealing with binary, we're dealing with base 2. So if this number is on, so a binary number here, this would be written as the binary number 10, and that means you count the digit 2 once and the digit 1 0 times. So overall it's the digit 2. The digit 3, we've got the digit 1 once and the digit 2 once. 1 and 2 make 3. The digit 4, so we move into this column now because we can't deal with numbers as high as 4 from the first two columns. The highest number we could represent in binary, but given we've only got the digits 0 and 1 to play with, is the digit 3 for those two. So we have to tick over. It's a bit like, this is like a hundreds digit. This is the number 100 in binary is the number 4. I hope I'm making sense here. I mean, I know for most of you this is teaching you to suck eggs, but obviously if you're young or new to computers or something like that, then this will seem, or it might not be obvious. So to create the number 5, we'll have the number 4 on, and then we'll have the number 1 on as well. 1 plus 4 equals 5. So to create the number 6, how are we going to do that? Well, now we could have OE, we'll turn the 2 on, and we'll turn the 1 off. So 7 is just going to be OEEE. And then we can't create a number bigger than 7 with just 3 digits in binary, so we've got to tick over and create an 8 will be that one, and then lots of O's, and then a 9 will be that one, and OOE. So we'll turn the 1 on again. So they are, I mean, that's a very long way of explaining a bit of the rules here, but that's how the numbers, the binary numbers, are represented. And I hope that makes sense. But what do we do with these things? So what it says is, the digit in an arrow cell dictates the parity, odd or even, of its 4 orthogonal neighbours. So the orthogonal neighbours, right, let's just highlight this. So that's purple. So its orthogonal neighbours are those blue cells, because they share an edge with the purple one. These 4 neighbours must match the binary code of the digit with the small arrow. So whatever we put in here, let's just put 6 in. Oh, I put F in. I tried to put 6 in. And that means I'm going to have to remember. Hang on, so this parity shading is all wrong. Hang on. The arrow points to the first bit of the binary code. Red left to right. Okay. And the full code must wrap around the central cell clockwise. And then it's got an example, actually, which has got the number 6. So let's use that. It says, if a 6 is placed in an arrow cell, I've done that. Its code is OEEO. Yeah, because remember, we turn the 4 on and we turn the 2 on. 4 plus 2 is 6, so that's why the code is OEEO. And therefore its 4 neighbours starting from the arrow and moving clockwise must be odd, even, odd. So if this was a 6, I think this is what would happen. Odd, even, odd. Isn't that's really cool? It's a very strange rule, but that is the last of the rules. It just says have fun after that. So have fun. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, I do have an idea that might be relevant for this. And I'm going to be so inept at explaining this, but I will try. Now, I think because we're dealing with binary, every number that is not in the sort of the right-hand position in a binary number is a multiple of 2. So if this is a binary number, ignore this digit for a moment. This is representing the 2s, this the 4s, this the 8s, this the 16s, this the 32s, etc. These are all multiples of 2. So here is my question. How do you create an odd number in binary? The only way to create an odd number is to turn the ones digit on, because any number of these are going to be even. Everything else is even. The only way to ever create an odd number in binary is to flick that digit and turn it on, because that's the ones digit. Now, I haven't worked out what that's going to mean yet, but I think it's going to mean... It's going to do something, isn't it? Because... Yeah, so if I was trying to create an even number, I would need to make sure that this digit is off, which is odd. Right, so let's just think about this in the let's just look at this digit. So how does this digit work? So this digit, whatever this digit is, so it's either odd or even. Let's make it even. If it's even, the final digit, which is going to be this one, because those three are going to be some 2s, 4s and 8s, aren't they? The final digit is going to have to be switched off, which means it's odd. So these are of different parity. But that's going to go the other way round, isn't it? If this is odd, then I have to switch this digit on, which means that's going to be even. So what that means is that wherever we've got an arrow, anywhere in the grid, it's difficult though because they're all different, they all point in different directions. Let's think about that one. So that one, the last digit in this one's binary code, i.e. the digit that's definitely got the opposite parity to this cell, we go clockwise round. So this is the first, then we go clockwise, so it's that one. So those two are of different parity. Okay, let's try and see if we can propagate this. Where do we start to propagate it? That one's that one. So those two are related. Yeah, those two I think are opposite parity. This one, yeah, and these two are opposite parity. Okay, so how are we going to do this? I'm going to have to use shading. So I'm just going to say that's purple parity, and let's make that one black parity. No, I don't want to use, I use yellow. No, I use green. So I think these two are the same parity. I'm just going to double check this one, because that one's saying that's the first digit, second digit, third digit, final digit. So this is the parity determiner. So those two are different. Now this one, well, this one must be different from this one, because it's exactly the same logic as this cell, isn't it? That cell, that's the parity determiner, so that's different from the digit in the arrow cell. Oh, no, that's fine, because that one, this one is another pink digit, or purple digit if you prefer, because the final digit in this one's binary code is that one, which must have a different parity to it. Now we must know, I think that has to be green, because this one, the middle digit, the last digit in its code is that one, so they're different parity. So we've got equal parity. Now what about that one? So that one, no, that's it. That's it. We've done it. We've done it. Well, we've done something, because this one, I don't know what parity this is, but I do know that the final digit in its code is this one. So these are one of each parity. Now let's think about Sudoku. How many even digits are there in Sudoku? And the answer is 4, 2, 4, 6 and 8. How many odd digits? 5, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. But I know that these cells must contain 4 even digits, because this is one of each parity, and either green or pink or purple, if you prefer, is even. So that's all the even digits, so that must be odd. Now, what's that one? So the last one in, yeah, the last one in this one's code is there, so that's even. And those were different, weren't they? Well, this is actually, this has got a vertical arrow, so the last one in its code is there, so that's odd. So that is a thing that we've just managed to do. So that's even. Hang on, I'm not good enough at knowing my binary numbers not to look at my codes. I've got this, so I've got the codes in the instructions here. Let's have a look at this. So if I've got an even digit and the second and fourth digits are both odd, that could be, definitely could be 2. Yeah, see, it can't be 4. Because 4, the second digit in a 4 is even. We saw that from the example, and that would be the second digit, so that can't be 4. It can't be 6. Oh, please be a 2. No, it can be 8. It can be 8, unfortunately. 8's got just a plethora of odd digits. Yeah, because 8 just has one even, doesn't it, in the leftmost position. So if this was 8, that would be odd. No, hang on. Let's be clear about this. No, if that was 8, that would be even, and all 3 of these would be odd. And if this is 2, I'm just trying to turn on this digit. So this would be even to turn it on, and that would be odd. Okay. Okay, well, let's think about the middle digit then. How many digits begin with an even? Hardly any. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? That's lovely. Because what we need is a digit which is big, because if you like, the fourth digit is switched on, so it's an 8 or a 9. So that is 8 or 9. Unfortunately, no, that's still good. This is beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh, this is lovely, actually. This is a really interesting puzzle, because now let's think about this. So these two here, I think they have to be off, don't they? They have to be odd. I think that's right, because 8 and 9, they both have the first digit of the 4-digit sequence on. The second and third digit are definitely off, and only the first, the sort of what I'm calling the parity determining digit, the 1, might be on if you want to make a 9, and off if you want to make an 8. So, but anyway, well, these two, purple is now definitely odd. So these are definitely even, and that's going to give us the middle digit. That's 8. So this is 2. I hope that felt logical. I hope it is logical. It felt logical to me. Now 2. So we don't want this turned on. It would get far too big. So that's got to be off. So the 8 is done. Okay, so what's that? Because we basically know most of the code of this one. Oh, is that 9? Yeah, that's 9. It must be, because its first digit is on, and we've already learned that means it's an 8 or a 9. So that's 9. This is on. This must be odd to turn itself off. I think if you were good at programming and used to binary numbers, you could do this puzzle really fast. Alas, I am not. But let's try and at least be sensible about it. So really, if we can get an even digit, yeah, see, this number I think is much less interesting. It's got an off first digit and an off last digit, so we know it's even, but I think these are going to be unknowable then. Because I think 4 and 6 both have that yeah, they do. They both have that profile mathematically. So what about that one? Because that is a bit different. Yeah, this is... How could you make a 6 by having the third digit off? You couldn't, could you? Yeah. Okay, look at this one. So the third digit in this one's sequence is off, definitely. So it can't be a 6, because when we looked at 6, we knew we turned on the, if you like, this. So I'm imagining these are all as 4-digit numbers. So 4 and 6 both have the first digit off. They both have the second digit on, which actually is interesting, isn't it? So this is definitely off. That's definitely on. But then the third digit, which is the determinant of whether it's 4 or 6, is off here. So that has to be 4. This has to be 6. And 6 needs both the second and the third digits on. Now I've got 4 even digits in row 6. So I'm going to do those. That one is odd. This digit is... Whoa, I might have made an error here, because I don't think this can exist. Oh no, that can be a 7. Yeah, okay. I was worried because I could see how many on digits it had, and therefore I thought it was going to get too big. But no, if it's a 7, that would work beautifully. This definitely has to be off, or it would be a 15. So this is a 7. Now, okay. So what are these? These are Sudoku-wise 1, 3, and 5. I've done no Sudoku to this point. Well, 1, 3, and 5, we know the first digit's definitely off. So we can just fill that in. It must be off. Now, the second digit could be on if it's a 5. Yeah, I don't think I know. I don't think I know what that is, I'm afraid. It's really. I think this is really clever. I think it's really clever. Now, oh, look at that one. This is the final digit of that one, isn't it? Going clockwise. So these have to be opposite parities. There we go. It's a tiny deduction, but it's worth it. I can do the same here. Oh no, I can't. That's the second digit. It's not the last digit. That one I can do. That's got to be even, because the last digit in the parity determiner is that one in that case. This one, no, this is not right. We can't do it with that one. We can, yeah, we can do it with this one. That's got to be even. That's the second one for that one. This one we can do. That's got to be even. Now, how do we make more progress? That one, these two are of different parity because of this arrow, and these two are of different parity because of this arrow. So I think that means those two are of the same parity. Don't really know how to. I'll try and remember that, or maybe I'll put a P in the square. That's probably a good idea. I think those are of the same parity. I don't know what to do. I'm going to label these as 2s and 8s in an effort to try and figure out something. Is it going to be... You see, I'm just not good enough with these relationships to know, am I? If this is a 1, the only thing that should be turned on is this one, so both of these would be odd. Is that a problem? Don't think so. If it's a 3, that should be on. And that should be off. And if it's a 5, that would be on. I see, yeah, I don't think it's very easy to know, actually. But there must be a way to make progress here, mustn't there? I'm slightly... oh, that's 4 or 6. Does that help me? So 4 or 6, we know the first digit is definitely off. You see, it almost does. It almost does help me. The second digit we don't know, because it could be on if this is a 6. Oh no, it's always on. Ah. Hang on, I need to think about this. Hang on, I'm going mad. Right, the first digit's definitely off. That's right, because that's counting 8. This is counting 4s, so it's definitely on. That's definitely on. And then this one we don't know. But now I've got a 4-6 pair in the column. And now these are definitely odd. And now that one is definitely even, because that's its final parity digit. It's fabulous, this. Okay. So I've got a great deal of oddness in this box and in this room. But I don't think I know the parity of this one. I know these two are one of each. Yeah, that is right. These two are one of each. But the second digit here for this one is an on digit. So this number is at least a 5. So it's 5, 7 or 8, I think. It can't be 8 because its first digit is off. So that's 5 or 7 and is odd. That's another weird deduction. Now if that's odd, its final digit needs to be on. Now this is a huge digit now, because its second digit is its first number has been switched on. We know that means this is 8 or 9, and we know its final digit is off, so we know it's 8, which means this is 2 and this is 8. Neither of those, unfortunately, are in the thingy, have an arrow associated with them. Yeah, but the big game in town is where you get a blue digit being pointed at by the arrow. That's really restricting the possibilities. Now, where should we go next? I'm looking. Yeah. Why don't I take my own advice? That arrow, this is a 9. Just is. It's got turned on here. Go clockwise round, turned on there. Everything else must be... oh, this is huge, because now this is turned off, which means that is turned off, because we thought they were the same parity. Now that must be turned on according to that logic. None of these are pointing at blues, which is a shame. But this row, we need 1s, 3s and 5s in, don't we? Okay. This digit, its second digit is on, so it's at least a 4. But its first digit is off, so it's not as high as 8 or 9. So it is 4, 5, 6 or 7. That's not a brilliant pencil mark, unfortunately. Okay, this one I must know. I'm sorry, this one, I've got all 4 of its code. So it's a 3. Only its final 2 numbers are on. Didn't actually help me at all. This one we virtually know its whole code. We know it's 2 offs. Final digit is on, so we know that's why we know it's odd. So it's either 1 or well, I think it's 1 then. I think it had to be 1 or 3. I mean, the thing is, I'm so bad at these numbers that I keep second guessing myself. I don't think it can be 3. I think that has to be 1, and that has to be odd, therefore. So that's 5 or 9 by that fair-weathered friend Sudoku. Okay. So, how should we do this then? So this number, what is that? The 2 and the 1 are both turned off. So it's 4 or 6. No. Yeah, hang on. No, how can it be 6 if it's second, if this number's turned off? Yeah, what is this? It can't be 8, so we can't turn this on. It's even. If it was 4, well, if it is 4, if it is 4, because to be 6, this would have to be turned on. So that has to be 4, and we have to turn on the second digit here, and that makes that second digit a 6, and this digit obviously is off. Now this digit is now definitely odd, so that is good, because it's going to give us the parity of this digit, which is now even. So that's a 4 or a 6. Now that one, this is lovely. You can do that one because this is its last digit, so that becomes odd. I love this. This is really weird. Now that one I should be able to do because that's its last digit, so that's even and apparently is a 2. This is therefore odd by a process of just looking along row 5. So there's a 4 or a 6 pair here. There must be an 8. And where's the 8 in this box? It must be there. It seems to be the only place it can be. So there is an 8 in one of these. Can that be 8? That can't be 8. Its first digit would be turned on. So that's 8. And now this has got its third digit turned on. So it can't be 4 though. It couldn't have been 4 anyway. So it is 2 or 6. It's 2 or 6. I don't think I know, do I? If this is even, it's 6. And if this is odd, it's 2, and both of those things are possible. Sorry, okay, that doesn't work. Do I know what that one is? No. Maverick's flying over. Hello, Maverick, how are you? 9 is in one of those 2 cells. Yeah, see what I am gonna have to pencil mark some of this, aren't I? Oh, hang on. That one I know everything about that you can possibly know about it. It's just got its second position on. So that must be a 4. So this is a 6. Okay, that's good. So this is a 6, which means I need to turn this on. So this is 2 or 4. Looks like we should be able to do something with that, but I don't know how to do it. Now what's this number then? Because this number's got its second and fourth digit on, so it's at least 5, and it is odd. So it's 5 or 9, because it can't be 7. Now, it can't be 9 because its first digit's off, so it is 5. So that's 7. This is 9. This is a 1-3 pair. Now, if that's 5, we should be able to do it now, shouldn't we? It's already 5, so that's off. That's given us everything in box 2, or at least all our odd digits. So these are both even. So 8 is in a domino in box 1. Oh no, I thought maybe we could do 2s, but I don't think we don't seem to know very much about 2s yet. All right. So where should we look next? We must know this one. We know its whole code. That's a 7. I'm sorry. I mean, you're all shouting me about this, and you should do that. I deserve it. I mean, all of these are just known if I just look at them, because their whole code is specified. That one has got, that's quite a big digit. That's a 5. Its second position and final position are on. This one is a 3. It's got 2 positions on, so it can't be a 1. Now this should be a 1, and it is, because it's only its last position is on. Okay, now maybe Sudoku now? No, 5 is in one of those 2. Oh, well, no, that's good though, so that must be a 7. It must be, which means this digit's definitely on, which means that's a massive old digit, and it's 8, because it can't be 9, because it's even. So this is 8, this is 2, this is 6. Oh, goodness me, now 6. So 8 just has this on and nothing else, so we can do that. Now this one, oh, that's just saying this is a smallish number. It doesn't help us to be pointing at an orange. This is a 2 or a 4. These squares are 2, 4 and 5. We've got all of this figured out. Now what about those? Where's 3 in that box? 3 goes here. This is a 1, 9 pair. So presumably it's this digit now, which in theory is 1, 7 or 9. But, okay. Could both of those be odd? Maybe. Could that be even? Maybe. Oh. Okay, it can't be 7. 7 would require the 2 digit to be turned on. So that is a 1, 9 pair. Okay, I don't know what to do with that. We can do the 2 here. We can get this digit. 2 requires that digit to be on, so that's even then, which seems to have to be a 4 or a 6. Now that seems to place a 9 by Sudoku, so we'll take that win. That's a win for the goodies. We need 1s and 5s in row 5. There's a 3 in one of these cells, so this isn't a 3. So this is a 1, 5 pair. This is a 3. Oh, this is good. Where's 3? So that's 3, that's 7. 3 is edging towards the corner in box 3. 7 is actually just placed by Sudoku in box 9, and that's going to mean, no, it might not mean anything, but it does. Well, it means that's even, and it's 4 by Sudoku, so that's a 2. So this isn't 2, this isn't 4. We got this figured out. Maybe not. I don't know. I need to put a 4 in one of these cells, which could steal the 3 away from the corner. 6 is in one of those 2. It can't all come down to that, can it? There's probably an arrow somewhere that I've neglected. Oh, that one. I've neglected this one. That's an 8, and it's already done. But unfortunately, that's an odd number, which is. Oh no, that's good. That's got to be a 7 then, using our powers. So there's a 5 in one of these 2 cells. Oh. Sounds like there's a trampoline war going on as well. Now, I've got 5 odds in row 3, and that's lovely. So that means we can fully... So this cell is a naked single, because once we know it's even, we know all the other 3 evens are there. So these are 2 and 6, and we can do that. So that means these are 6 and 4, and we can do that. We can place 6 in this box. And hopefully this will edge towards this in the end. Oh, I wanted to put 2s into one of those. Now, 4 is in one of 2 places. What about 8? 8's here, exactly here. And that is going to affect that one. That's 8 now, so we can glue those in. I've got, look, I've got all my evens in that column, so we can do that. This row must be done. That has to be even because I need enough evens in the row. So this is 2 or 4. And we're starting to get to the point where we're going to know the options for this cell, aren't we? It's got 2 offs. Going clockwise, yeah, 2 offs. So it's either 1 or 3. Ah, okay. So there's sort of a 1-3 pair in that row. So that's 5 or 9. Oh, 1, 3. Oh, that's 5 or 9 as well. That's important, actually. I think, because this digit can't be 5. I'm just going to double check that. That does look right to me. Neither of those can be 7. So this digit has to be a 4, and therefore it's even, and that's going to do a little bit more shading. This is a 5. It's odd. We've got all our evens. So this digit is the 7. Oh, that's okay. So that's the 7. That's the 2. Let's continue our shading. This digit now has to be odd to make the shading work. Now, what does all that mean? Well, we've got to put an even digit in this column. That's got to be 4. So the 4. Oh, the 4 hasn't removed my 3 in the corner possibility. All of these are odd now. We should know this digit. It's only got 1 turned on thing. So that is a 1. So this is 1. This is 3. Now, 7 is placed in box 1 by Sudoku. We've got odd digits to put in the remainder of row 1. I need to put a 2, which I can place actually, look, in box 3, and that makes this a 5. That makes that odd. Now we do not want to get left with a deadly pattern. If I do get left with a deadly pattern, well, I've done all my shading, so that the... Oh yeah, but I've done all my shading, and that means anything with an arrow on it that isn't filled in, like this, I should be able to fill in. That's a 9. Its first digit's just been turned on. So 9, 9, 1. 9 in one of 2 places up there. These are 1, 3, and 5. This isn't a 1, look. So in this column, we can put the 9 in at the bottom. And that means this is 5, which means this is 5, which means this is 9, which means this is 5, 5, 1, 3, 9. So 9, 3, 1, 1, 3. I don't... Oh, no, we are. We are going to get 3 in the corner. We are going to get 3 in the corner. In fact, I am going to get that digit. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight losing its religion. Isn't that fantastic? What a brilliant puzzle. Is it correct? Yes, it is. It's quite popular as well, and it should be. I think that is fascinating. It's a brilliant idea. And I could sense... I'm not sure if you could sense it watching, but I did sense that my brain was starting to pick up the ideas in it as we went through. And I just love the idea that about odd numbers, that final bit being the parity determiner. Isn't that gorgeous? It's absolutely gorgeous. I think that might be quite a popular puzzle. It deserves to be. Jonesy, take a bow. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.